Good evening, honorable speaker for tonight, Dr. Prabhu Kumar Raju, company directors and leaders, 001 Mr. George Neo, ladies and gentlemen, and our invited guests all over the globe. Welcome. Terahertz technology makes health easy. A new era of the latest and most advanced technology has burst forth, bringing new hope to many who suffer certain ailments, sicknesses, and even diseases. It's creating an evolution in science and medical fields. Amazing, isn't it? To those who have consumed Terahertz water, there are plenty of exciting feedback. Some have experiencing complete healing. Others have confessed their health improvement in many ways. And not forgetting, some are also experiencing healing reactions. My advice to you, continue consuming, spray, or use it in every other different ways you can think of. It's so beneficial and also economical. But most of all, your life change. Not only you yourself, I believe your loved ones, your family members, relatives, friends would surely find this Terahertz water. It's unbelievable good. It tastes smooth and clean, soothing, and brings you energy. Energy, right? You'll be surprised. Yes, you can test it out yourself. Last few days, this is the hottest topic. We have seen Dr. Prabhu using dosing rods to do the experiment, proving Terahertz water contains such wonderful energy. Let's take a look again at the video demonstrated by Dr. Prabhu. Some people are still coming in.
To surgery, my hands and especially my wrist joint, to do my ear surgeries, we have to be very, very specific, cannot shake. So in that way, if you're looking at this instrument, what I'm going to use and show you is something called dowsing rod. Many of the people don't understand how it works. It really needs a lot of stability in your hand, number one. Number two, your frequency must be really good so that you can handle this instrument. If anybody wants to take a challenge, I don't mind showing you this. Keep the instrument, come and check the energy. It takes 1 year for you to even stably hold this instrument and check the energy of the product. And I've been using this instrument for 15 years. So in that way, you give me any product, I will exactly check and tell you what is the vibration of that product. So ultimately what we are going to check here is what is the energy of this and how our terahertz can be of use when you use a spray as a additional advantage to the product whatever you're using. Right?
做这个这样子的一个试验呢，需要经过一段很长的时间，因为呢，要操作这个这样子的仪器呢，需要你的手呢需要很稳定，需要很稳定，所以我会在这里呢，详细给大家做这个这样子的一个示范。
So what we'll do is we are going to check the energy of this tea here.
Let's check the energy.
我们现在来看看这个茶的那个能量有多大。
If you see the energy, this is approximately around 7 to 8 inches, which is the energy is 7 to 8 inches.
大概是7到8寸。
So what we will do is we will just use a spray.
大家看啊 ，spray 啊 ，just spray 啊。
You have to just spray.
现在呢，把它喷了2次，
最大。
喷了3次，3次啊。
So what he has done is 3 times he has sprayed. So we all know that the terahertz water has got a very high energy by itself.
大家都知道
So
太
you
赫
will
兹
see
水它
what
的
is
能量
happening
很
because
大。
in science anything from high will automatically go to the lower one. It's science. Okay. So here we are going to check the energy of the tea after spraying with our terahertz water. Before even I take it, can you see
你
here?
看它喷了之后呢，马上
This
就
is
自
the
动打
energy
开
of
了。
the tea after spraying with our terahertz. Immediately, before even I lift, you can see the energy being pushed. So imagine if you're all consuming this water, how much energy you will have? Definitely every cell of your body will have a high energy. And when you drink it continuously, let me tell you, you will feel very energetic. And especially you want to play sports or you want to go for jogging, please drink the water and then you see the difference. You will be able to play a little more longer than your normal one. So this is amazing. Just by spraying, if you can get this benefit, if you can consume the water, what will be the effect on it? Now imagine if the same thing can be sprayed on non-vegetarian, you're eating your meat or your fish, you just spray it. What will happen? It will have a high energy. Now the most beautiful part is, especially when you're going and eating in a restaurant, we do not know. It can be some poisonous thing. It's there in the food there. We don't know. But when you spray the terahertz water and then when you eat, it gets neutralized. This is amazing. So at least you will have a lot of beautiful benefits by drinking the water, keeping it with you all the time. Especially like our George, keep it as a sprayer going on, spraying continuously. This is something beautiful.
Thank you, doctor.
Yes. You've seen it, right? Wow. Doctor revealed how much energy you have after consuming the terahertz water. Definitely, every cell in your body is revitalized. You can use it on so many things, on your food. So let's not wait. Consuming terahertz water definitely improve your body energy level and good health. So without further ado, let's invite this evening speaker, an ENT specialist, an epigenetic wellness consultant, specializes in biowipes analysis, hair, root, microcirculation, lifestyle, bioresonance, and stem cell therapy. Wow. Dr. Prabhu Kumar Raju is going to share with us his 48th episode entitled 48 Do's and Don'ts while drinking terahertz water. Wow. 48 episodes with 48 do's and don'ts. You are so thoughtful, Doctor. Please lend your ears to Doctor this evening. And please mute your mic during Doctor sharing. You may write your questions in the chat box. Thank you. To you, Dr. Prabhu.
Thank you. Thank you, Madam Lee. All right. I need to share or what? It's already there. Yeah. Okay, very good evening, beautiful souls. It was a fantastic evening yesterday. I am really surprised. I'm seeing my own video and seeing what all I have spoken yesterday. Many times when you see your own video, then you'll know, oh, okay, these are the things I have spoken. No, it's exciting when people see the dowsing rod move, and sometimes they will think that I am moving the dowsing rod. Actually, it's not me. Whenever there is an energy, the rods will automatically move. And this is how, in fact, in my 16 years of my research called something called biowipes is basically the energy. I have checked almost 20,000 people, more than 3,000 to 4,000 objects. So in fact, I can get the energy level of anything to know. I can check and let know. So in that way, terahertz also, when I first decided that I need to pick up the instrument, I did check the water, I think 1 year ago, and the vibration was 18 inches. So I said, yeah, this is what we need. So anything with good vibration, it's what we all want. This is what happens in most of us when we go to a temple or to certain places. We feel very nice. Even human beings, when they are really humble and beautiful souls, when we meet, the vibration exchange happens and then we feel nice. So ultimately what's happening is, you and me, every soul on this planet Earth, we are connecting to each other through the vibration. No doubt we have our senses, we have our mind, we all do so many things using all this, but at the end of the day, we all are connecting with each other through vibration. It can be auditory vibration, it can be visual vibration, it can be taste vibration, it can be touch vibration. So looking in from all the direction, I felt that today let me talk something about the terahertz and what we should do, what we should not do, so that you all should not have any questions, especially when you're buying the instrument and when you're drinking. You should know where you stand, because without knowing, please do not blindly, someone recommending you, you just go and pick up the instrument and finally you feel, you nothing happened to me. All this should not be there. You should know exactly why you need this instrument, what is the benefits you get, and then what are the advantages of when you consume this. You should know before. Very simple example I can give you is, we are human beings with 6 senses, right? Now imagine a hen or a cock, which is a bird. Basically they are 3 senses. Even though they are 3 senses, if you can mix a little bit of mud and food along with that and then give it to a hen, the hen will remove all the stones and the mud and then eat only the food. When a third sense animal has so much of uh, discretion of what to eat, what not to eat, you and I, we are all 6 sense human beings. how much how much of differentiation, how much of knowledge we should have to pick up something what we need. But most of the time what happened is, we go through emotions. Someone would have told, hey, this is fantastic, you mean, immediately jump into the emotional jump boat and then go and buy it, and finally you expected something, it didn't happen. This is what happens, whether it is your health, or whether you are investing to buy a car, or whether you are investing to in some instrument, or buying something, buy a house. Everything, when you start doing with emotions, things can be a little different. So be clear in what you want. So in that way, today's topic will be much more interesting, because there are a few points I have picked up and then sharing with you. Now I have written here, water is one of the epigenetic factors. There are 800 epigenetic factors, out of which we have discovered, picked up 150 epigenetic factors. Now these are the one which affects your health. Very simple, at your cellular level. If these are the one which can be corrected, okay, if it can be corrected, what happens? You become more healthier. So when that is there, water is one of the in that 151. Of course we don't have to discover water, it's already there, but it's one of the epigenetic factors which plays a very important role in your existence. Other than the existence, of course there are a lot of function it can do in your body. Saying that, what happens is, we need to understand the basic. Now what are the types of water we have? We can get, what are the types of water? Number one, the tap water. At home you just open your tap, you get your tap water, right? That's one of the water, but it is the most polluted and dirty water, and we just cannot drink this water directly. We definitely need to filter it. And that is where, if you see today, there are a lot of companies coming out with filtration system, monthly payment. You just pay 50 ringgits, that's it. After 5 years or 6 years, you own the unit. But they've smartly done in such a way that you commit for them, but it's still okay as long as you get a clean drinking water. The second one you see is a spring water. Now where can you get spring water nearby? Definitely here cannot. Well water, yes. Now where are the wells? In those days, of course, every house had a well behind, and they used to draw the water from there for use it for cooking and other purposes. Oasis, from where can you go and see oasis? That is also one of the source. Then we have something called ionized water. I think this revolutionized a lot of things in the past 20 years, because ionized water, I still remember in 2003 I did my own ionization. I prepared and then ionized the water. I did so many experiments on this ionization. But of course, after that, there were a lot of companies coming out with ionization, where the water gets split into alkaline water, then the acid water, then the alkaline pH can be controlled from 8.5, 9.5, 10.5, and there are some machines which can go up to even 13 or 14 pH. That's a very, very high pH. In that way, ionized water. But at the end of the day, what will happen is we need to see what is good for our body and what it requires. This is what is very important to understand. Then we have the river water. Of course, you cannot look for a river water here because today rivers are also polluted. Then distilled water. Of course, this you would have seen a lot of people, especially with kidney issues. Many people would be drinking this distilled water because this one is without minerals. It's a clean water wherein it's good for not giving pressure on your kidneys. Then we have the reverse osmosis water. Then now, of course, there's a lot of hot topic going on everywhere, the hydrogen water. In fact, there's another water which I should mention here, is the oxygenated water. There were some companies coming out and selling oxygenated water. Now, I was just thinking, oxygen is such a volatile gas. How are you going to contain the oxygen inside the water? Is it possible to hold the oxygen molecule inside the water? Definitely it is not possible. But it is all a business gimmicks where people were playing around with oxygen, thinking that you drink the oxygen water, you'll get more oxygen. But the moment you open, the oxygen will jump and move away. If by chance they have locked the oxygen inside the water molecule, the moment you open up, it will get evaporated, because oxygen cannot stay inside for a very long time. And it open up, it will just mix with the air. But of course that is on one side. But here then we have something called structured water. There are a lot of methods of structured water, like you have your PVC pipe. You can actually put in a lot of pebbles inside and then pour the water from above, and then when it comes down, they say it becomes a structured water. There are a lot of companies out there selling structured water, and they feel that what exactly they mean by structured water is very simple. Just imagine water coming flowing through a river and mountains. Now if a water is falling from above downwards in a waterfall area, it gets contracted with a lot of stones and other pebbles and other things, and then falls down. So what happens is it breaks down into smaller molecules. This is the concept of structured water. Nothing big or no big deal in drinking a structure. What happens? Your water molecule becomes smaller. Now when it becomes smaller, the absorption into your body is much easier. Very simple. So that's where structured water came in. Then there was something called Schumann's energy water, then the Amret technology. Then of course today we have the terahertz resonated water, which is also something like a structured water. Okay, only thing, we are using a concept of science wherein the terahertz waves have been exposed through a chip from a device, and then that in turn when it strikes the water, the molecular structure changes, or it breaks down into a smaller molecules. Now you would have seen especially the linear water molecular structure, where it becomes so small. Even the taste of the water, when you drink a structured water, it will be very easy, and when you sip it also, the taste will be very nice. It will be, sometimes you can feel it is very sweet. So you should understand there are lots of different types of water available. Now whatever said and done, we all need to drink water, isn't it? Very important. Now what is that so good about terahertz is what I am going to share with you here. But at the end of the day, you all should know what is that. Forget about on one side drinking a terahertz water or Amret water or any other water. How should a water be for you to drink? Number one, a potable water, a pH of minimum 7.4 to 8 is ideal for you to drink. Number two is the total dissolved solvents in your water should be between 50 to 200. That is the reading, but maximum WHO gives is around 500. Up to 500, they say it's still okay, but in my experience I would say 200 is the maximum. If TDS is more than 200, is not good for your cellular level health as well as for your body. It definitely can affect your kidneys. So your TDS must be below 200 is good enough. But your TDS also cannot be zero, it cannot be zero. The reason is, if it is zero, that means that the total is totally bland and there are no minerals and other trace elements inside the water. But you cannot drink that water also. So you need to have a little bit of minerals, trace elements inside the water, so that it can give you the benefit of the cellular metabolism. And then the fourth one, it should be clean from all bacteria, viruses and parasites. This is also very very important, because if you look in the world, there are a lot of waterborne diseases there, and lot of children, especially in the underdeveloped countries, children are dying. Why? Because of the water, because they don't get a clean water. But here, this is where your filtration system also plays very very important, that you need to invest money for a good filtration system. And then finally, this is also very very important, it should not contain any heavy toxic metals or chemicals or pesticides. Now this is also very very important. Now for example, you just imagine you're having a huge factory, maybe a chemical factory or a dye factory. Now what happens is, whatever the water they use, they will of course release it out from the factory, either to the nearest river or into the small pond down there. What happens when this water gets sit inside the earth? Slowly it will start spreading down into the areas next door, and then even by chance, if this particular area where the well water is clean, but slowly what happens, this poison will move around and then slowly dissipate into the clean area, and then it will poison them. This is how, where we are talking about heavy metal poisoning or chemicals or pesticide also can go through the earth and then mix up with the normal clean water. But today, let me tell you, in any cities you can never get a clean water. If at all you dig a well and then you take out water, you can never get a clean water, unless you go from 300 feet or 400 feet down, and then maybe yes, you may have a little bit of. So ideally your drinking water should have all these qualities, then it is good enough for you to drink. This is the simplest thing. Now if you are going to drink an ideal drinking water, will you ask a question wherein, if I drink this water, will my diabetes get healed, or will my blood pressure get healed, or will my cardiac problem get healed? No, isn't it? Have you ever heard your grandmother or grandparents telling, hey, I'm drinking this water, my diabetes will get healed? No, isn't it? Because it is a necessity that we all need to drink water. That's it. But now, just because of the technology, and we are making it much more better than what you used to, there are a lot of benefits the body is getting. It's much more easier for the body to do its job, and that's how we are able to see some benefits after drinking TerraVatt's water, where you can see some diabetes, the numbers coming down, blood pressure coming down, the hair growing, hair becoming black. All this is happening. Why? Because the quality of this particular, the properties of this particular water is something better. Now, for you to understand, I think by now most of you would have known that what exactly is this terahertz wave all about. Now terahertz wave is in between the microwave and the infrared waves, wherein you can see 0.1 to almost 10 terahertz is in between. That is what is the terahertz waves. Now there are a lot of application of this terahertz technology, right from the aviation to the mobile industry to the medical hospitals and to the customs. And now what happened is, our company was intelligent enough. What they did is, okay, water is a very very important what do you say ingredient which we all have to drink every day, and they utilize this situation to create the device and then resonate the water. And ours is the first company right now to come out with, and it's almost 2 years old. We are all using this device, and there are a lot of beautiful things happening. So now, what this beautiful advantage, the goodness of this particular thing is, this particular unit, the device which is manufacturer, we have the company itself who is one of the partners and the main investors in Malaysia. So the head office is in Malaysia and the manufacturer is in China. And the good news is, this particular product will not be sold to any other company or to anybody else. The reason is, they want to be the sole I would say distributor for this product, and they don't want any branches or any competition for this device. So that's a good advantage for us. So in that way, even if someone who has a lot of money and wants to go and talk to the company and say, I want to have my own branding, and then they will say, no, sorry, this is already done and this is ours. So it's like your own baby, you don't want to give it to anybody. Now other than that, the innovation and the research of this particular product, the company has taken all the measures to see to that they upgrade. And then so in this 6 years what has happened is this particular device is the third generation, wherein it can terahertz in 3 minutes. So but the previous one was 30 minutes, and before that was almost more than 1 hour. So in that way they have upgraded. And then of course we do have the fourth generation next in line. The tabletop model is already come. I think that will be shortly available. So basically this most of us should understand that we won't have competitors. By chance if they come out, it will be from a different company, and the quality, everything plays a very important role. And in that way the certification also plays a very, very important role, wherein our company has done all the basic testing, and then has given us all the certification what is necessary, which is what you're seeing down here. And definitely when the company is there with you, it is much more easier for you to move forward, because you don't have to worry about competitors coming in and then talking about the quality, because this one has all the certification and quality certified. Now very important you should understand is, this is not a certified, it's not certified as a medical device. The moment any product doesn't have a medical certification, what will happen is we will not be able to tell anybody that this particular medical device, this particular device can do this for you in the form of disease curing, or in the form of helping a disease. We will not be able to tell that actually. That's why we have to mention, want to declare as a medical device. There are a lot of clause which are thing, and then especially on a clinical trials, giving it to the patient separately, noting it down, and then coming out with the data. Now in that way probably this device can become a medical device later on, definitely, because we are seeing some good benefits in terms of diseases being healed, and there are a lot of situations where there's a lot of good control of the disease. So in that way, in the future, now there are a lot of people, the moment you say about a device, what people's mindset will be is like a Covey filter, or any other filtration system, or ionized water, something like that. So it is not a filter. So that means it's your responsibility to see to that you get a clean water for you to resonate. So you need to understand that it is like a resonator. So it's just a device, you can resonate it now, and it is not an ionizer as well. So even so here you should understand that the basic thing is very simple. It is a device where you use it for resonating any liquid, or any liquid. You want to resonate your water, or you want to resonate your whiskey, or resonate your milk, it's up to you. So ultimately this device is to be used for resonating any liquids. So good enough, isn't it? So it is a resonating device using terahertz technology. Now this is another very important area you need to understand, that it is a terahertz technology what they are talking, because I did tell you there are a lot of other structured water which can be brought out through Schumann's energy, the Amret technology, and passing through the pebbles. So all these are there, but here this particular device is using a terahertz technology. So what happens, it emits a particular rays which is terahertz. That's it, very simple. Okay, when it resonates, or when it shoots that particular waves onto any liquid, there is a reaction from the liquid. So what happens, there is a structural change happening inside that particular water or liquid. Okay, now in that way, if you look at the terahertz device, this is another important information you need to understand, is this particular device can emit the terahertz. Even though you see the terahertz varies from 0.1 to almost 10 terahertz, right? But here our particular device is between 0.6 to 1.4 terahertz. That means the chip what they have put inside the device can emit terahertz between 0.6 to 1.6. So what happened, when they are emitting this particular device, when you switch it on, it starts emitting between these, between 0.6 to 1 point. So when they resonate it, for example, if you are going to resonate 100 times, okay, now if you are going to resonate 100 times, what happens is they take an average. When they took an average, what they found was approximately 80 plus times. It's just an example I'm giving. If you are resonating 100 times, at least 80 to 90 plus times, what happened was this device was emitting 0.96. That's why if you see most of the advertisement everywhere, people would have put it is a 0.96 terahertz. Now what is this? It is the device which is emitting on an average 0.96 terahertz waves. That's it, very simple, right? Now after this terahertz resonated water, when it resonates, what happens to any liquid? Now the first thing is, of course, we do have the water. So what happens if, for example, it's a tap water? The tap water frequency will be around 120 hertz. Okay, now when you take this tap water and then you resonate this particular tap water with our terahertz resonator, what will happen? It will change from 120 to 7.6. So what happens when there is an exposure? Automatically the water molecule will change and then become 7.6 hertz. So what is that? You do something, you get something, right? Something like that. So when you resonate, your water molecule is 7.6 hertz. This is what, see, these are the information which the company has shared to us. Now that's what I'm also sharing. So whatever background checking and background doing the research part, the company is doing it. We can't be going on inside the company and asking for details like how do you do this. Means of course they will say you come to the laboratory and then probably you need to work with them. Now most of the time we don't need to go into such detail, but they have already have a certification saying that the water molecule is 7.6. Now what exactly happens? Now when there is a this is another example I want to give you. Okay, now just imagine that someone is suffering from cancer and the doctor decided, okay, I'm going to radiate them. So they are going to use a radiation. So what happens when they give radiation? What will happen is they expose the under a particular radiation machine, and it will have a particular frequency of radiation to the body, and then what happens is at that particular area you're actually killing the cancer cells. All right, now the good news is that of course you're radiating to a particular area where cancer cells are growing, and then you want to kill the cancer cells. Good, isn't it? But what is the disadvantage is surrounding that particular radiation, definitely normal cells also will be there, right? They also will die. So there is an effect of, to get something good you have to face something else as well. But here the good news for you all is you are resonating water. Now what happens when you resonate the water? You get all these 12 beautiful situations or the properties of water. Yesterday I was sharing in the dinner down there that there is 12 properties. So such of you, those who are has got an antioxidant effect, then it has got an anti-radiation effect. Now all these, they have already, company has given a certification for all this testing to be done. Now whatever they do is a sample of terahertz water will be taken and sent it to a laboratory, and then the lab will do all this testing. Whether the moment the bacteria are there and they put this water, what happens? All the bacteria will die. Very simple. This is how then they will certify so as an antibacterial. Then they will keep all the viruses down in one petri dish, and then they'll put this water and see all the virus will die. So then it becomes antiviral. Same thing with antifungal, then antioxidant. Like that, when you see the qualities, there are so beautiful qualities. The viscosity is the slipperiness of the water. Now when the viscosity is that to minus, when it is minus, what happens is it must be a very small molecule. So when you are talking about the small molecule, our water, terahertz water, resonated water is 2 nanometers. So 2 nanomolecules, wherein it is so small that it can enter into your aquaporine or the cellular gates. So what happens is the viscosity makes easy to be slippery also. So when you drink this water, you can see, especially when Eddie is doing the blood test, you look into the RBC cells. What happens is the moment second time after 15 minutes you drink terahertz water, you will see all the cells rushing, as though they are moving so fast that they are all going for a marathon race, something like that. Now what happens is it's because of the energy. Now each energy, when the cells are on the high energy, what happens is they both the cells cannot get attracted, so they will repel each other and they will move forward. So when each cell has got good amount of oxygen, good amount of nutrition, what happens, it can carry every, like your 50 trillion cells in your body, if every cells can carry all the nutrients individually, what will happen, you will be a healthy individual, isn't it? It's automatic actually. But if your cells are totally clumped, what will happen, only the cells which can pick up the whatever the nutrition or the oxygen, they will only become and go and give it to your organs. But in that way, if you see, you need to have all the cells separate and then probably moving individually, so that things can be more easy. In that way, the terahertz resonated water can get you that, provided it is only a part of your body system wherein you are drinking water, right? But along with that, you need 90 plus nutrients. In that, of course, you need carbohydrates, you need proteins, you need fat, you need medium chain fatty acids, then we need trace elements, we need minerals. So like that, multivitamins, like that, if you see, there are a lot of things, almost 90 plus nutrients which is necessary for your body, all this. Now along with that, you need to have a good blood circulation as well. That means your vessel wall should be good, your blood should be thin enough so that it can move easily. If your blood is thick, definitely you cannot you will not be able to have a good amount of oxygen or nutrition. So when you see our whole body, it's a very complex system. It's not that you just drink water and then finally you will think, okay, I've been drinking this water for 6 months to 8 months, nothing is happening. So you need to understand that there may be something else you need to look into your body, so that you need to work on those areas. It's not just drinking the water and then you will get the benefit. So it's always better that we need to, if by chance after drinking this water you get the good benefit, it's fantastic, good enough. But if it doesn't give you the benefit for which you are drinking, then you need to look a little more deeper and then see what else can be the situation where you need to correct. Now other than that, if you see here, the angulation of the water molecule H2O is between 104 to 109 is a live water. So if the angulation is between 107 to 108 or 109, in that angulation what happens is it can absorb more of minerals better, it's good. So that means even the hardness of water can be reduced if the angulation is wider. So that means your terahertz water, if you can take a little bit of terahertz water and take soap, you should try this out. You take a normal tap water and then use the same 1 drop of your liquid soap, and then you try to rub your palms and see how much of lather you can get. You will see that there will be lather, but with terahertz water, when you do the same thing, the lather will be more. So this is another beautiful thing, that when the water becomes less hard, that means it becomes a soft water, your lather will be very good. So your soap, if you want to use a soap with terahertz water, what will happen is, normal water you may use it for 1 month, but with terahertz water you will be using it for 1.5 months. That means it's a little longer. So in that way, what happens, the other properties, if you see, it's a smaller molecule, that means it can get inside your cell. Then the linear arrangement, that's another property of this. So what happens, when it is in a one single line, absorption is much better. Now as I showed you with the dowsing rod, high energy is almost 18 plus. 18 plus is a fantastic energy. So we human beings, when we are born, our energy also is almost 18. 15 plus is our vibration. Now this is my research which I've done, and then almost 20,000 people. So higher the energy, the better for you. Higher the energy, less the diseases for you. So please understand, if I have to tell you, if you have diseases, that means your body vibration is not good. So you have to buck up and then enhance your vibration. So if you can enhance your vibration by drinking this water, it's good. But just by drinking this water, if your energy is getting high, definitely life is much more easier, isn't it? Then you don't need to use your mind, but many a times it's your mind which plays a very, very important role in keeping your vibration high. A confused mind will have a lower vibration. A cloudy mind will have a lower vibration. So in that way, if you should be really, really in a good vibration, wherein your mind has to be very clear what it has to do. They always say that a parachute only once it's open only it works. The same way, Your mind also, when it opens like a parachute, that means you need to accept many things as it is. You can't be judging things, you can't be fixing things with your thought patterns and expecting the universe to bless you with those situations. So be a little open, it's much more easier for you to move forward. Now, this water can be boiled. Now, if you're going to talk about ionized water, you boil it immediately, all the alkalinity will go off. So you cannot boil. But here, the beauty is it can be boiled, and the shelf life of this can be longer. Now, I have seen personally the shelf life, especially in my water fountain. It's almost 1 year, you know. I've never seen any mosquito larvae. I've never seen any dust in my water fountain. It's a huge fountain I have, and what I do, I just top it up with a terahertz water, and then it's very clean. And the beauty is it sparkles, the water sparkles. That's the beauty. And I have seen also the blood testing, when people were drinking the terahertz water, you can see the cell, you know, around the cell there is a beautiful glow. I think Eddie will watch for that, because he would have been seeing this glow in the cellular area. That means the energy is so high and so beautiful. So it can be boiled, it can be having a longer shelf life. Now, last but not the least, for the DNA, okay, we have all the DNA right now. The DNA, what happens is it has a mechanism. What it does is there is called the epigenetic situation. That means outside the DNA there are information coming to the DNA. All right, it can be from the environment, it can be from your vitamins, it can be from your nutrition. It comes there. Now what happens is your DNA will be reading that particular whatever message is coming. Now the good news is they have tried this out. Okay, now what experiment they have tried it out is DNA with this particular what is that frequency of between 7.8 to 7.83 water. It's not 7.6, but they have done the experiment for 7.8 to a 7 point. It's called Schumann's energy, and they have tested and they found that when you give this particular frequency water to the DNA is able to read the thing very clearly, and they are able to correct. If there are some wrong information, they are able to correct. But the moment they take out this 7.83 frequency and leave the DNA, now the DNA cannot read the information getting from the epigenetic area, and that is where at the cellular level the disease starts slowly, but it will take some years for you to get manifested, and then for you to see as a disease. Now, if at all, if you are looking at helping your DNA, you just drink this water, and continuously if you are drinking this water, what will happen is definitely your DNA will be very happy, that they will think that you are drinking the right water, and then they will try to write the whatever the wrong information it has been given to them, and they will try to rectify it. But if you are already having a disease down there, and then you are expecting this water to change, I do understand that it can change, it can give you the benefit, but how much it will give you, we do not know, because it's your body which is going to pick up the water and then do the needful, and there are a lot of other factors. It's not just the water alone. So please understand that it is not just the water that you are going to get a disease cleared, or you will overcome a particular problem. It is all a holistic approach you need to understand, and then you need to move forward. Now, what are the main benefits? You should understand very simple. Without the diseases, I'm going to give you the information. Take out the disease and just visualize that you're a normal human being. What is that? What will happen when you drink this water? The benefit you get is, number one, water can be absorbed very easily. Simple. Number two, what will happen is every cell, of course, will have a waste products. After it's like, you eat your food, next day morning, you still have to clear your bowels, right? The waste products has been thrown out. So what happens is, when you are drinking this water, it is able to hydrate your cell, and then totally do all the cleaning work, and then throw it out. But at the end of the day, the third benefit you get is hydration. Hydration is something which not many of us understand. Hydration is something which happens at the cellular level. Now you and I, what happens, only when you are thirsty you will drink water. Now if you take the whole one day and you are sitting in an aircon room, you are supposed to drink, for example, 2 liters of water. If you are in an aircon room, you won't even feel like drinking water, and when you see from morning until evening, probably you would have drank around half a liter to 1 liter of water, right? Now the remaining 1 liter of water, your body needs 2 liters. Just example, you need 2 liters of water, and you're working in an air conditioned atmosphere.
what will happen? You're drinking only 500 to 1 liter. So the remaining 1 liter is less. Now you give less water to the body for a period of around 1 to 2 years or 3 to 5 years. You're going to do that. Now what will happen? The body will never talk to you and tell you, hey, look, you are not drinking water, so I'm going to give you this problem. Your body will never speak to you. Now slowly the metabolic changes. Your DNA, as I told you, the DNA will be thinking, this fellow is not drinking water, all the wrong information is coming in, so I need to pick all the wrong information, keep it with me and convert it into a disease. Now this is what happens at your DNA level also. It's a simple example I am giving you, that when you don't drink sufficient amount of water, there are wrong signals. Why wrong signals? For example, if there is a poison, it may be some heavy metal or some poison, it's gone inside. Now your body needs to throw it out, right? If the cell needs to throw it out, it needs water. If you don't drink sufficient amount of water, the poison is still there, isn't it? If the poison is there, the poison will be sending signals to the DNA telling, hey, I have already come inside, you better see, I am the right person, I need to do some job here, that's why I am down here, can you pick me up, the signals, and then do something. So what the DNA will think, that anyway water has not come inside the cell, so it will think this fellow is only telling the right information, and it will pick the signals from these pesticides and heavy metals, from the worms, from your parasites. All this will give signal. Everybody is trying to give some signals. So what happens? Your DNA cannot differentiate that whether they're to take signal from the parasite or to, it will take the signals. Now what happens? When the signals go wrong, this is when your cells will manifest in the form of a disease. So disease is not something will happen overnight for you all. Please understand this. It takes a long time. So for you, if at all you have a disease, please understand that your body would have been speaking to you for a very long time, maybe 3 to 5 years, but today you're having a disease. So what happens? The 5 years, whatever has happened, you think you can reverse it just by drinking Terra's water? Today you want to change over and then happen? No, it doesn't work that way. There are a lot of things you need to do. Now other than that, of course, better absorption of nutrients. If better absorption of nutrients, so what happens? All the benefit you can see on the right side is you can have a healthy cells, the function of the cells are much better, and of course definitely if at all you have a disease, it can be controlled. Maybe there is some lesser complication happening, it's still good, right? But if you take 100 people, now 100 people are drinking Terra's water, out of 100 if you see 98 people can see little bit changes this side, that side, something will be there. But there will be 2 people, absolutely no change at all, absolutely no change. Maybe for them things can go wrong, something which we need to accept, that there are situations where we do not know that 1 to 2% in the world population will not suit in anything. So in that way we do not know why. If you question why, I also don't know, but it is a real fact that it does happen in the population, so that we do not know. So what they need to do is they have to just get back to their original whatever they are drinking, and then they move forward. But at the end of the day, what we need to understand is this water by itself will not cause any problem, because it is giving you all the good benefits there. But there might be other factors, as I told you, the DNA reading the messages, if already wrong information is already there, what will happen? So for that to change also, it will take some time. Now what are the advantages? Very simple. If advantages you are talking, it can be boiled, good enough. Now it can be put under high pressure, under X-ray. For example, you are going for a radiotherapy. Now when you drink Terra's water and you go down there, at least, if not fully, you are protected from the rays, because at the end of the day your radiotherapy, they give it to kill your cancer cells, and if you drink water and then it is going to cover up and then protect you from the radiation, then it's of no good, because you are still. But what will happen is, when you drink water and then when you expose yourself, what will happen is your body is slightly protected. In that way, if you are drinking the water and then you go for an X-ray or an MRI or for whatever CT scan, the amount of radiation which they actually send it through definitely will not be so harmful on your body. So it is somewhere protective. Now other advantages, you keep it in a glass container, and it can be, the shelf life is still longer, so we have tried it for 6 weeks, and until 12 months is just fantastic. And of course the good news is we have a certification regarding the quality from Singapore, so that is an advantage for us. And then of course what you need to do is, for you to get the best benefit, try to keep it in a glass container or in a mud pot or a ceramic pot or a food grade container. And the very important I want to share is does not change the pH of water. In fact, today morning also I did a lot of experiments with acid water, with alkaline water, with a normal tap water. What I found was there is a pH change of 1 to 2 units. That's it. For example, the acid water when I before terahertzing was 3.4, but after terahertzing it became 3.2. That means it became more acidic. So that was good actually, because we use it in the clinics for wound cleaning and all. So it is a highly advantageous for us. Then what I did was I took the normal tap water. My tap water, this one was around 7.1. It's quite acidic, in spite of one filter outside, another filtration system inside. But this water I picked it up directly from the tap, and the pH was around 7.1. So I terahertz resonated it. It became 7.2. Then what I did, I took alkaline water from my ionizer as well. So ionizer, it gave me around 8.4 was the pH it was giving me, and then after I resonated it became 8.6. So it increased by 2 units, and for the normal water it increased by 1 unit. So you should understand that it doesn't change the pH of water. So if you are having a pH of around 9.5 or 10, and then you're going to resonate it, definitely it may change to 1 plus, that's it. But otherwise it's not going to destroy your pH, or it's not going to change. Because see, just imagine that the moment you resonate it, the water molecules become more stronger with the energy, and the molecular structure is so good that it's able to stand stiff, right? Now when it is that, and every molecule has got the pH collectively, right? So they all will be in the same pH, it won't change. This is the good advantage, that the pH does not change after you resonate. So what you are not supposed to do, as far as possible, you are not supposed to leave the water in a container for a very long time. The reason is every metal has got its own vibration. It has its own probably intelligence by itself. So when you have a situation where you're putting a terahertz water into a metal container, it can affect, this is what the company has also told, that it can affect the stability of the water. But I have not done any testing on this particular thing, because how many things can one person be going on doing and trying to do some experiments and getting more information. But I believe you're not supposed to leave it in. Then the second very important is, you cannot expose this particular water, especially putting in a plastic container and leaving it in your car. And if there is a sunlight, I found that definitely the efficacy of the water, terahertz water, comes down automatically. So do not. Then as far as possible, this is the best, do not keep the water for a very long time and then drink it up. As far as possible, make it fresh and then drink it up. And then when you are resonating the water also, it is ideal if you can resonate the water in the jug what the company has given. And then because see, everything has got limitations. If it can emit a rays of 1 feet distance, now you can't expect the benefit to be below the 1 feet. You cannot have any expectation of some benefit. So in that way, you should understand, if you're having a big bottle and then you're trying to resonate it, you just imagine the lower portion of your water may not get fully resonated, and then the efficacy may not be the same. So is always use the jug and then you transfer it to the water jug. Your containers, whichever you're using, is always better. So as I told, ideally the company given is always a better. And definitely I wouldn't advise anybody to use the device directly onto the body, exposing for a terahertz therapy, because there are some beautiful souls who have tried all that, but I would say we do not know. And that's the reason the company has come out with the blower technology. So now we have a blower technology with the terahertz light being inside. So that might be a slightly milder version, wherein it can be exposed to your body. So you can see the live blood hydration test, wherein on the one side you see the totally clumping, on the other side you can see totally hydrated. But on there are certain cells, can you see, I have marked it as dehydration. It looks like starfish, can you see the star shape one? That is an indication that the cells are all dehydrated. And in fact, in the world population, if you see 70 to 80%, most of them, if you check, they will have dehydration. And I think AD also would agree with me, because he has done thousands of blood testing, and then definitely he would say that every other person he sees would have a clumping of RBCs, and then once they drink the water, they will get the benefit. Now, what are the tips you need to understand? What you can do, what you cannot do? You must resonate the water, and it must be pre-filtered before resonating. That means it's a filtered clean water you need to. And if at all, if you have a reverse osmosis filter, it's okay, no problem. You may need a little bit of minerals, so please add to it. Nowadays we are getting the drops, so just add a few minerals and then resonate it. And if you have a ionizer system, please use between 8 to 8.5 pH is good enough. But if you want to try it with the 9.5 pH, you can try, but it's a very high end, because once you ionize with a 9.5 pH and then you're going to resonate, the efficacy will be very, very good. So you need to decide when you need to stop drinking this high 9.5 pH water, because your body doesn't need 9.5 pH all the time. It needs only 7.5 to 8 pH is good enough. Now, especially when you want to resonate the water for your friends and your relatives, or you want to give someone, please make sure that they get the water fully filtered. And then, because many times if they will just collect it from the tap water and come and give it to you, or maybe they have a filtration system which is not a very good filtration system, and then if you're going to resonate and give it to them, what will happen is, if there are heavy metals in the water and then you're resonating, the molecular structure becomes small. So when they drink it, the heavy metal absorption will be much faster. So in that way, it's like when you resonate a poison and then you drink it, it can get absorbed much faster, because the molecular structure is smaller. Now, filtered river water, natural sources, if it is filtered, you can use it. And if at all, if you're looking at bottled water from a reputed company, you still can resonate and give it to them. But at the end of the day, it's you who have to decide whether to resonate the water which they bring it and then you resonate, or you resonate from the water which you think is good for you, and if you have a good filtration system, and then you resonate and give it. What you cannot do, definitely direct tap water you cannot. And whenever you don't know the source of water, please do not resonate, do not. And if at all, if there are impurities in the water, do not resonate it. And if you suspect there is contamination of water also, please do not. And especially people I have seen in many places where directly they will collect the water from the tap and then boil it, and they say they will drink it up. So what they will think is, just boiling the water is good enough. Yes, boiling will kill all the bacteria and viruses, is good. But how about the pesticides? How about the heavy metals? How about the chemicals? It's still there, right? You're still. So that is why you need to have a proper filtration system. Now, who can drink the water? All human beings and animals are eligible to drink this water. All. There is no difference. Of course, there are some cases where if you are with pacemakers, all these are there. But I would say, if you are drinking the water in a lower scale initially and then slowly balance it, it shouldn't be a problem. And as long as you don't have any complicated diseases, you still can drink. But even there, what you can do is start with 250 ml, then maybe you can go to 500 ml, or mix it with the normal water and you can drink it, so that your body knows what to do. And you should allow your body to adjust to terrace water, because as I told you, 1 to 2% of the person in the population may not, meaning they don't see the benefit, or they may not, there are some situations where things can go wrong. So in that way, we do not know. But yes, definitely in the population, 1 to 2% may have. But special caution has to be taken, especially when you're talking about having complicated diseases like your cardiac issues or kidney, lung issues, and serious diseases. Yes, but of course you would love to get healed, and you would love to become better. Yes, I'm with you. What I would say is, start with lesser amount of water, mix it, and then start drinking. Increase it as you go on in a period of maximum 1 month. You can slowly increase it, so that your body also doesn't go in for a shock, or people call it as a healing crisis. Children's, yes, you can give it a try. Give them, especially if they are above 12 years. But if they are below 12 years, what you need to do is, definitely yes, they can be given, but what you need to do, mix it up initially, especially if you are giving for smaller children. Mix it with normal water and then give them the water, see for 1 week how they feel. If all okay, then slowly introduce the water, so that the full terahertz water can be drank. And there is one more very important, you need to understand that drinking this water, 1 glass is equivalent to drinking 3 glass of another water. Why? Because if 3 glass of normal water, the normal tap water you're drinking is all bigger molecule, is 120 hertz, right? If you're drinking that, the absorption may not be there. But in this 100 ml of whatever the terahertz resonated water, because the molecular structure is small, all the water will get absorbed. That's the good news for you. So it will get us. That's why the capacity, if you look at, is just 1:3, we say. So drinking this 1 glass is equivalent to the 3 glass of other water. So what you need to do is, knowledge plays a very, very important role in your life. So please do collect information before you jump into conclusion. Number two is, you need to get information from the right sources, and if necessary, all your leaders who are above you, or the leaders who has been recommending you this, talk to them, have a chat with them, get more information. And then of course we have wonderful leaders like George and other people down there who are ready to help you in every aspect of your life. So please do collect as much information as possible, and then please do drink this water for hydration purpose and then for existence. If you get the benefit of drinking this water and the diseases get healed, fantastic, salute you. But at the same time, keep your mind open that as you're drinking water, you need to give a lot of positive affirmation to the water, and then you drink. So definitely there will be a lot of goodness when you're drinking with positive affirmation. But if you're thinking whether this water will work or not, whether that hydrogen water is good or ionized water is good or OS is, if you start diverting your mind automatically, this water, what is the purpose of this water coming to you, also doesn't make any sense. But one thing is very sure, if at all today you know that there is something called terahertz water available, and then you are able to either procure the device or able to, someone is giving you the water, that means you are gifted enough that there is a situation for you to pick this water. But there are a lot of thousands and thousands of people who don't even know about terahertz water, because even yesterday I had one person coming to my clinic. When I asked him, do you know anything about terahertz, he said he don't know. So like that, I do see a lot of people who don't know about terahertz water. So in that way, it's a good news for every one of that. It's a thing to be shared with everybody. Share it. And then only thing is, be very careful. Do not talk about the diseases. Do not talk about curing of a disease. And do not give examples. Of course, you can give example that this particular person, but we do not know how this particular person is going to react, or how the body is going to respond. We don't know. So always tell them, see, when you drink, these are the 12 properties we have in this water, the good benefits will come. You just try it out, try it for some time, and then see the benefit. So when you are open, and then when you are confident enough to let them know that this water is something good for your body, not in terms of curing a disease, then you are safe zone. Then you are very safe. It's easy for people also to trust you and pick up the water and drink it up. So you need to take charge and responsibility. If at all you want to drink the water, you take responsibility, because only when you take responsibility, things will start moving forward for you in a journey where you are here as a human being. Now water is only a part of it, isn't it? There are so many things every day in and out. You and I we are bombarded with information. Now we are all tensed up with what? The third dose, the booster dose of the vaccination is already on there. So people have started talking. So we have enough of problems surrounding us, whether you want it or not. Other people are there to push the problem to you and then create. So let's all be very smart, very I think we should be intelligent enough to handle what we need to do. So anything you do in moderation is good for you, and in the pursuit of getting cured, do not start collecting information from the Google, WhatsApp, universities, and then start comparing. Do not compare. Do not compare this with anything, because the moment you start comparing, always your mind will be going on, this is better, that is better. And at the same time, the moment you start comparing, you will definitely get people coming and talking to you. Hey, do you know that there's another new product coming in, the water is much better, this gives this gives, and they will show you all the scientific papers that this country has done this, that country has done, and you will think that okay, already you are here. So what you need to do is, what is good for you, please you decide. So looking for a healing solution for your body, mind and soul, approach should be holistic. This is how you need to do. So saying that, definitely it's not a medical device. Now, until I meet you again for the 49th episode, wishing you all a happy weekend and a week ahead, and especially for the Indians who are all celebrating Deepavali, have a fantastic Deepavali with enlightenment as a basis of this particular festival which you are all celebrating. And I believe that every day you can celebrate it as a Deepavali, but we all do it once in a year. So this year should be a fantastic year with, of course, COVID and then financial constraint, health constraint. I do understand, but still, let's not deprive the joy and happiness as a human being, because there are so many souls who have left us and gone, but we are still alive, and that is the biggest blessing for you and for me. I'm very humbled, and then I'm proud that I'm here on this platform, and thank you very much, every one of you on this platform, for giving me this opportunity. Thank you, and then meet you again next week. Madam Lee, over to you.
Yeah. Thank you so much, our wonderful speaker, Dr. Prabhu, for giving us such an insight on the amazing properties of the terahertz resonated water. Can you share with your prospects and your friends? Please understand and remember how important it is consuming the right clean resonated water. Yes, important, the resonated water. Take your time, memorize all that Dr. Prabhu has mentioned to us this evening. I believe Dr. Prabhu painstakingly did all the research, explain it so clearly, so that we can understand the properties, the benefits, the advantages, the cans and can't, who can drink the water. Yes, knowledge is the key. Stay positive, stay strong, and stay healthy always. Okay? Thank you, Dr. Prabhu. I think we have a few questions here. Here it mentioned about when is the 4th generation coming.
That I think Frankie should be able to, or George should be able to tell us. The tabletop model, I don't know. I also don't know when they are going to release it. I think George, if there, maybe he can give information about it.
Yes. Yeah. So then it said this. Another question is terahertz water suitable for patients undergoing dialysis and medication? How much can the patient drink?
Hey, this we have been repeatedly telling. How many times I've been repeated this? Very simple. Okay, dialysis.
The first time he's attending.
In fact, I have to share this because I have one severe dialysis patient wherein she was supposed to go for dialysis last December itself, but I started her on terahertz water therapy, and she was only drinking 500 ml. And after she came and saw me, I gave her almost 1 liter. Slowly, of course, over a period of 1 to 2 months, I increased it to 1 liter. Now she is drinking around 1 to 1.5 liters. But the sad part was almost I could manage until 6 months without going for a dialysis, and just a 38-year-old person. And later on, what has happened is, but finally I couldn't help her. The reason is there were a lot of other factors involved, because it's a congenital, means her father, mother, the grandfathers, her brother, sister, everybody had this kidney issues. So right now what is happening is she is going for dialysis weekly once, and she is consuming terahertz water. So now coming back to how much of terahertz water is, I will just tell you, if the person is already on dialysis, the doctors would be telling them take 500 ml of water. This is standard they would have told. So what you need to do is, you take 250 ml of the normal water, whatever she's going to drink, add 250 ml of our terahertz water, mix it up, and then start giving this water in the first 1 week. Then the second 1 week, what you need to do is you just give the terahertz water separately, then the normal water separately, 250 250 separate. You don't mix it up. Then slowly start increasing the 250, then 350, then 450, then 500. That means finally in the third week, the patient should be drinking only terahertz water 500 ml. This is what they have to do. Now after some time, what will happen is they have to start playing with the water. They can increase another 100 ml, maybe 600 ml, and then see if there is any breathing difficulty, if there is any swelling of the eye, around the eyes or on the foot. They all have to watch for all this. But that's why I always say, and my patients, I am very strict actually. I will tell them, you have to let me know if there is anything. But what they need to do is, whoever is under the guidance of a doctor, they need to just play with the water by increasing slowly, and then of course up to 1 liter will not be a problem for most of them. Because when you drink this water, what will happen is your body needs water, other than the kidneys. Kidney is the main factory for passing the urine, right? But when that itself is a problem, the best option for these dialysis patients would be is they can actually take bath in the terahertz water. That is one option they have. Number two option they have is, like what George will do, is go on spraying the water all the time. The same way they use a spray of terahertz water and spray it along. And then drinking, of course, they have to balance between 500 ml to 1 liter, balance and see. Definitely they can't be drinking more water because the kidney is not functioning fully, so definitely is not ideal. But they should do this stepwise manner so that they can include the terahertz water into their regime of day to day.
Okay. Next question, Brian. Is it baby's bath? Mix terahertz water with normal water or fully terahertz water?
Actually, for the babies is not at all a problem, because why, I'll just give you an example. Like for example, you have a cat or a dog at home. What you do is you just take the terahertz water and you spray it over them. These animals so beautifully, they understand that terahertz water is a nature water, it's a live water for them. In fact, they would love it actually. They will come near you. But for a baby, what will happen is, of course, the baby cannot do that. So what you can do is, definitely the terahertz water will not cause any problem for them. Giving a bath in this water, and as I told you, the lather you get is more, little water only. So with normal water you might use around, maybe just example, if you are using 5 liters of normal water, with terahertz you might use only 2 liters of water, give the bath to the baby. It will be lesser amount of water you will be using, and definitely it is good. But if you are talking about newborn babies to 6 months to 1 year, I would say always mix it with normal water and then give them the bath, because it is definitely on a very high energy, and then it can clean very well. But the baby's body is very clean by itself, so you don't need a high energy water like a terahertz water for the babies to be clean. So in that way, just mix with normal water, and then you can, or maybe you give the baby a normal bath, and then once they come back, use the spray or finally over them. That's good enough for them.
Yes, I agree. Recently, I met my own relative. So the baby is about a few months, so having a lot of rashes all over the body. So what my cousin did is, she used a spray. She sprayed on the baby, and wow, the baby's skin becomes smooth and all the rashes gone. The mother was very surprised, so happy with it. And in the end, it is the grandmother who ordered this device for the sake of the grandchild. Yeah.
No, there are a lot of skin diseases, skin rashes and all. I have seen fantastic improvement. You spray it itself, it will get
Yeah,
it's
even
really-
psoriasis. Yes, yeah, I have experienced that. How about this Here Therese is asking, it is not suitable for those with kidney disease. So does that include those with kidney stone?
Okay, this is see we are not telling that if you're having a kidney disease, especially if you're already on a dialysis, that's when the problem is. But if you're not on a dialysis, definitely you can drink this water. If at all, if you're talking about stones, when you drink this water, definitely the stones will get washed off. It will take some time,
Yes,
definitely.
yes, yeah.
It will take a little longer time. So in that way, let us not generalize. I'm very careful, and I'm letting. I need to let know people that if you are already on dialysis, yes, then we know you should restrict the amount of water you need.
Mm.
But if you are not on dialysis, you have a little bit of kidney issues here and there. It's still okay. You still can drink the water and then help yourself.
I have a very wonderful testimony from one retired headmistress. She for herself is because she has skin problem and also some this growth. So she bought the device, our terahertz device. But she has a maid, a Filipino maid, and she has a kidney stone, and the kidney stone cause the kidney to become swollen. So actually supposed to go, the doctor advice is to go for operation, but it will cost a lot, right? Because she's a foreign worker. So this headmistress usually she will bring her to see the doctor, just monitor. And surprisingly, she drink a lot, doctor, from 3 liters, at first the 3 liters, and then later on I asked her to increase, and this the maid herself said, "Oh yes, I can." He said, "Ma'am, I can drink a lot of water." So she drinks almost 5 liters of water a day. And on the third week, when she goes back for the checkup, wow, the doctor found the kidney no more swollen and did the scan and couldn't find the stone. The the headmistress was so happy while driving. Also, she called me and said, "Hey, Teresa, my mate, the doctor said, cannot find the stone." No? And the mate was so happy. And I think after about 3 weeks, she drank 5 liters. They couldn't find the stone. Then after 1 month, one day, this the Filipino maid, she that morning when she wants to urine, she found very difficult, very painful. Then she keep drinking the water, drink some more water. And when she wants to pass the urine, it was very, very painful, but no choice because her this bladder already full. So she very painful lah. She passed out and took one big stone came out.
Yeah.
It caused bleeding also. Wow. And she picked it up. And now this time is the maid who called me. He said, Teresa, I passed out a stone, quite a big stone. And then she took the picture and showed me. And then I was also very excited and very curious also. So I said, you keep it, you keep it. You don't throw away. You show me tomorrow, I will come to your house. So I went the next day and I took the picture of the stone, Wow, it's quite big, the stone. Wow, and she was very happy, the maid.
No, here I definitely would like to share that. See, most of us, it's our eating habits which creates the stone. If your uric acid levels are high, definitely you're prone for stones. Number one. Number two is if you're not drinking sufficient amount of water, you're prone for stones. Then other than that, if you're eating a lot of high salt content, definitely like your seafood, especially preservatives used food, if you are eating, you are prone for stones. So if it is there, you better drink good amount of water. Is good enough for you to wash it up. At least you need to drink sufficient amount of water. Very, very
Yeah,
important.
it's true. Yeah. Before getting to know Tara's water, I think I myself also I didn't consume enough water.
Hmm.
How about the gallstone, doctor?
It's the same. See, whatever stones you're talking, it's basically your body is acidic. It's more of acidic. That's the reason. See, stones can form from in your kidneys. It can form in your gallbladder. It can form in your mouth also. You know, we have salivary glands here, so the stones can form here also. Sometimes your this one will get swollen. You know, your parotid glands is because of the stone inside.
Oh, I
So
see.
it is.
Mm-hmm.
It won't. We won't know who will get where, but definitely stones can happen in your body. But kidney stones is very common. Gallbladder stones are very common.
Oh, okay. The next question. Terahertz resonated water can be compromised if the container that is being used is to resonate of low quality. Don't really understand what you say. Ryan, do you have the question?
No, I think what I understand is can be resonate using any other vessels. You know, I think they are asking that particular. See, ultimately, when I am manufacturing a product and when I am coming out, I will have the qualities what it needs, and I have done a lot of research. In the same way, our company has come out with a silicon infused your jug. Basically, if you look at the jug, there is some goodness in that. So why did the company manufacture? They could have just given you the device and said you put in any container and then you resonate. They didn't do that because there are certain principles. It's something like, you know, your radio. You buy a radio, the antenna size will be certain level. You know, only when you pull the antenna, your radio can receive. So in that way, it all depends on why. And but our human beings are very intelligent. You know, wow, everything they want easy. They just carry the unit everywhere, and then wherever they put it on the device and then resonate it because they make things easy. But I would say it's always better use the standard protocols. But if no choice, of course, you can use other methods.
Mm-hmm. Here, Juni is asking, you mentioned not to keep resonated water in metal container. What about soup that is cooked with resonated water in it?
What happened? What happened? It is. I didn't
Brian,
read it.
the question again, Brian?
Brian.
Okay, okay.
You mentioned best stored resonated water in glass container. If kept in Tupperware container for 1 to 2 days, hey, absolutely no problem. Tupperware and all is definitely a good quality, so it's not a problem. Definitely, it's not a problem.
Okay.
Food grade containers, anything can be kept. It doesn't matter. But glass, if it's available, keep it in a glass container. Amazing, because whatever your resonated water, the quality remains the same, especially in a glass container. That's why you see those days they were using ceramic and glass containers a lot, especially your jug of water will all be glass.
Mm-hmm. I think there's another question, Brian.
I'm feeling hungry. Hungry.
Oh, from GL. How many liters of water should we resonate each time to get the best result? I have been using a 5.5 liter container.
No, this question, what should I answer, Lee? You only tell me. Company has given a 3.5 liter jug, right? So you are supposed to resonate in 3.5 liters. If you want to resonate on a 5. Yes, can. It's not a problem. But you need to resonate it 2 times.
2 times.
The best would be is use your jug.
Oh.
But to make things easy, I do understand it's difficult everywhere to carry the jug. So you still, if it is a 5.5 liters, definitely you need to resonate 2 times.
Oh, okay. Then there's something about the cooking oil. Will the terahertz wave be dispersed everywhere if we are to resonate by putting the device on the bottle's mouth?
Hey,
Will it be
no,
dispersed?
okay, no, that's a good question actually. See, one of the secret of our silicon infused jug, the secret is it doesn't allow any amount of rays going out of the jug. It contains inside. That's why even one time resonating inside the jug is very powerful, good enough. But in my experience, even in the jug I do it two times because the energy is high. If I'm doing it one time, the energy is around 14 inches. If I do it two times, it's around 18 inches. So I do it two times. But what question they are asking is, if you are doing it in a probably on a direct plastic bottle, definitely as the ray goes inside, it is much more easier for it to dissipate it outside. But I don't know how much will dissipate out and how much this one I really don't know lah. But definitely yes, some slipping of the waves will be there, but it's still safe because it's a low frequency. It's still safe.
I think there's Brian, another question, please.
Brian.
Oh, this one doctor has answered the question.
How am I going to answer all this? Keeping in a metal. Hey, there are a lot of situations which we need to really try it out. Mineral bottle. Definitely. Because nobody has done an experiment, especially trying it out, and then what is the capacity or the resonated power. We don't have a machine to check up and tell. So in that way, I can't comment on all those, but definitely there will be a little bit of difference here and there. It's still okay. We just can manage and move forward. But if you're talking about soups and all, of course la, you resonate the water in our jug, and then you pour it and then boil it and then use it. Do not expect the same tera's concept to be inside your. It's definitely better than consuming a soup which is not resonated water. It's definitely better.
Yes, correct. So you say, can we resonate use cooking oil?
This you can answer, Madam Lee.
It's already
Yeah, of course you can. It is very good if you can resonate the oil. I even, in fact, resonate the oil for using for the lamps in my altar. I resonate it, and you won't believe there is no much of blackening in that area. The light is much more blue in color. It's nice actually. So if you resonate the oil, is very good. You can resonate your ghee. You can resonate your milk. You can resonate your alcohol drinks. You can resonate your Pepsi, Coca-Cola drinks. You can do it, definitely.
Here most probably, doctor, he's mentioned the oil has already been used. So maybe they keep the oil again, and then they want to they are asking whether you have to resonate it again.
Hey, no, you resonate it once is good enough. You don't need to do any two time three, because see, it's like you just imagine there's one huge stone and then you break the stone into small pieces. Do you need to still more break the stone? No, right? Once it's broken, that's it. So same way, when your terahertz is done, resonated, it breaks down and then the molecular structure is stable in that way only.
Okay.
Further, it can't break away from that. So you don't need to repeat it resonating. You don't need to.
Okay. Doctor, somebody sent me a message asking a question, asked me to ask on her behalf. It said one elderly lady suffered colon cancer a few years ago, operated. Then she was introduced with terahertz water. So since consuming for a few months, she still keeps feeling thirsty, even at night, also thirsty. So she said, since she was told to drink more, so she keep drinking. But this the feeling of thirsty never go off. So she's asking, why am I keep feeling so thirsty day and night?
Now, in this, see what I am right now, the moment you are telling me there is something coming into my vision is she needs to check her electrolyte in her blood, because I think there is a little bit of electrolyte imbalances happening when you're drinking the terrace water. Can happen a little bit of imbalances. So in her case, specific case, I would say get her electrolytes checked and then let us know, because if the electrolytes can be compromised, then everything will be balanced. So the thirsty is one of a situation where you feel you need more water. So in her case, the balance between sodium and potassium will be a little heavy, and she is also on the, I think 60 plus should be her age. So what I believe is your cells also cannot rejuvenate and like this new stem cells cannot be produced in a body. So definitely whatever the limited amount of cells is there, they only are trying to balance and try to function. So maybe she feels thirsty in that way. So number one, ask them to get a electrolytes blood test done. Number one. Number two is then later on probably let her call you or me. Then I will see how we can handle it.
Wow, doctor, you're right. She is 70 years old.
Ah.
Yeah, she is more than 60 years. Yeah. So,
We have to look in from different angles, Lali, because it's not just one problem, you know. We have to see from a wider angle, then we'll know what to do.
so I should tell her to go for electrolyte test in the pet lab?
Ah, the lab, yeah.
Pet lab, okay.
Get a electrolyte test done.
Okay. You say, how do you turn off the terahertz machine after
Brian or
vacuuming?
anybody else wants to answer. Technical, I don't want to come in and answer here. Anything medical? I'm feeling hungry. I want to take leave. Madam
Somebody
Lee,
asked about gallstone again.
what is
I
that?
think the gallstone, about the gallstone again. So I think doctor would advise us drink more water, right?
Yeah, of course. Drink
Okay.
more water, change your dietary lifestyle, then have a healthy lifestyle. Everything falls in place.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you, doctor.
Thank you,
I think
madam.
that's all for our questions.
Next week. Hey, next week
Uh,
I thought I want to take off next week because next week is Deepavali, so we are having some function. So I think I want to take off next Sunday. So
you
coming Sunday I will come back.
you
So make a
informed
note
Josh
of that.
already?
Yeah. You just inform people that I won't be available for the next Sunday.
Oh,
lah. I will.
okay. Okay.
I am taking Deepavali off for the first time. In 48 weeks, 1 week I am taking off.
So
Thank
happy
you, friend.
Deepavali to you.
Thank you very much.
Enjoy your Deepavali.
Thank you.
Hopefully
Thank you very much.
now it's open, right?
Yep.
Good. So you will have a wonderful time.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Good night, doctor. So